How's it going, everyone? In this quick video today, I'm going to quickly demonstrate the Facebook ad campaigns that I would run if I owned a brick and mortar coffee shop in my local area. So there's literally thousands of coffee shops everywhere. So I think this will be a good one to share with any friends that own a coffee shop or any small local sort of brick and mortar. This will work for anyone. So I'm going to do step by step this sort of ads I would run and walk you through the whole process. So by now you should already know what this is. If you don't, this is the Facebook Business Manager. In earlier videos I show you how to set that up. Also, before we start running ads, if you haven't set up the Facebook pixel on your website, even though we won't be using it today as much, it's always good to have that pixel on there so it can start tracking every single person that visits your website. It comes in very handy in the future. So if you haven't done that, do that straight away before you do anything else. So you just go up to your 3 lines, go to Ad Manager. Go to the little drop down box and go to the ad account that you want. If you've only got one ad account for now, as soon as you spend $50, 50 to $100, Facebook changes it all the time. You should be able to open 5 more. If you haven't opened 5 more yet, go and do it straight away. Just in case you get one shut down, you can just use one of the other ones. It's all good. So pick an ad account. This is one of my older accounts that I haven't used for a while, so it's got no data on it for this month. So I'll just use this one because I'll actually be getting the ads approved and then showing you how to duplicate them and split test them. So it'd be like a normal, what I would actually do for an ad campaign. So just hit the create button. For this one, I'll probably do a bit of both. I'll probably do some reach ads and some engagement ads. Engagement ads for this will be good because you probably want to post a picture of like a nice Eggs Benedict breakfast with a coffee and an orange juice and that. And photos like that would get good engagement. They'll get a lot of likes and a lot of shares and comments and stuff like that. So we'll do some engagement ads and some reach ads. So you just name them something that's going to stand out so you know what it is. Coffee shop. And we'll be split testing, so we'll check out the site. We'll check out this in a second. So what I would do, just go to your local area. You can actually type in your street. So I'll see what comes up in mine. So I've just typed in my street address because there's literally a coffee shop outside my door. So if I went my street address plus a radius of 1 mile, which is, I don't know, nearly 2 Ks or something, I don't know. There's 54,000 people within that 1 kilometre range. So that's where we're going to start because, I don't travel too far for breakfast. So it's probably the best place to start. And there's enough people to do it. If you only had 5,000 people within that 1 mile, then yeah, you'd obviously make it a bit bigger. But even 54,000 is too much. Because my technique with this is I'll be running an ad for about 6 hours. I'll start it Sunday morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'll run it till about lunchtime. So it's only going to be running for 6 hours or so. So we'll do probably about 5 or 6 ads at about $12 an ad. But that $12 is $12 a day. So because it's only running for 6 hours, I'll only spend $4 of that ad. So I'll show you how to do that in a sec. But I want to try and I don't want to target all that 54,000 people in all the ads. So what I'll do is I'll just I'll bring it down by its age groups. Okay, 18 to probably 22. Yeah, that will do. English, because we want them reading our ads. Let's go up. No. English. I wouldn't worry too much about the interest targeting on this one. In earlier videos, I've showed you how to do the interest targeting. In this, because we're just targeting people in our local area, I wouldn't worry too much about that. We might get into it a bit later, but you can test it, I suppose. You can test people that have an interest in coffee. There's 2,000, so you could do that. You would just test it, to be honest. But as an example, we're just going to target people in the local area and do it by age group. So there's 6,800. Up here we'll do coffee shop, 18 to 22. Edit placements. We can keep all these. Get rid of Instagram unless you've got an Instagram account attached to it. You can pick whether you want it on mobile devices and desktop and that. I just leave all that standard. So we go $12 a day, and we'll set it for Sunday morning at 5:30. And I'm not sure whether you can actually schedule it for 6 hours. So you might have to just turn it off. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So you can't schedule it to finish after 6 hours, but what you do is when it comes 12 o'clock, you just turn it off. So that's pretty much all this page done. 18 to 22, the local area. Wouldn't worry about that yet. The interest targeting or anything. We'll just target people in the local area. Yep. So hit continue. Create ad. What I would do here is do a bit. I would again split test, do different ads. To start off with, I'll just show a simple image ad. I don't have any pictures of breakfasts, so we'll just go eggs Benny. There we go. That looks all right. You would obviously use a picture from your coffee shop. You'd have the eggs Benny on the table with your coffees and your orange juices and in the whole deal, and you get a good photo shoot going. You obviously wouldn't just copy paste someone else's from Google, but where are we? So upload photo, pictures. I should have noticed what I saved that under, shouldn't I? Where is that? You'll be staring right at me. Idiot. And then say, of course, we're targeting age groups 18 to 22. You could say, start with a hungover. Enjoy our signature eggs Baihny. Something like that. You'd obviously write a lot more than that, but you would just go. If you wanted to track how many people were actually seeing this and then coming in, you could offer them some sort of discount if they mention the ad. You could say free coffee you mentioned this ad. Something along those lines. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You'll probably, yeah, I just wouldn't worry too much about it. You could something like that. You could do your address, free coffee. If you mention this ad, you'd put your address there. What else would you do? You might even put a link to your website if you've got one. Because that is age 22, that's why I've done the hungover. So once we do a different ad for 30 to 35s, you wouldn't be putting hungover. You'd just do, I don't know, whatever would please that audience. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it for that. Make sure your pixel is turned on. And then obviously pick the pixel, whichever one is on your website, and make sure it's there every time you do an ad. So I would just probably confirm that now, and I'll show you what we'll do to, as we call it, split testing, but it's just making multiple ads really. So I'll show you an easy way to do it. So that's a $12 ad. We'll probably only be running it for 6 hours, so we'll probably only spend maybe $4. So it goes into the review process. After about, sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's 3 hours. It will get approved as long as there's no issue with it. So what we'll do is just go to the ad set level. So that's what I was looking at there, is the campaign. Go to the ad set level. And this is where we duplicate it and then change the ad group to change the age group on the audiences. So if this ad was already running, if it was going good, I would duplicate it. If it was going bad, I wouldn't duplicate it, because you don't. If the ad's going bad, like it's not getting many likes or it's not getting much engagement, you don't want to duplicate that because it's just a crap ad. But if it was going good, you would. In this case, because it's not approved, it doesn't have any data attached to it. It's an easy way to duplicate it and then change the ad groups. But yeah, keep that in mind. If it is going good, you can duplicate it this way and then scale it that way. But if it's bad and you want to change the age groups, just delete it and then start from scratch. So what we'll do here is that was 18 to 22. We'll just go 23 to 27. So 9,000 people. 27. Same deal. Sunday morning, 12 bucks for the whole day. I'll show you how to turn them off later on when it comes to lunchtime. It's piece. All this stays the same. For this lot, you do this 1 week, and then next week you might try the interest targeting. You might target people that have interest in breakfast, or you might target people that have an interest in a certain type of coffee bean or something like that. You can test that next week. We'll just this week we'll just target people in the local area without doing interest targeting. So that will be. That's the ad set. That doesn't change too much. Then we go to the ad. When you duplicate it, the setup's a bit different. So when you duplicate it, the ad just becomes underneath there. So what was it? 123-year-olds. 23 to 27. 23, 27. You get rid of the hungover. You'd say free coffee with any purchase of our signature egg Benny, or whatever you sell most of on a Sunday. I would advertise that if that's what most people are buying. And then they're going to say, well, what about the free coffee? So then, they've obviously seen your ad. Just a bit of a tip. I got this from Gary V's website. It takes people 3 good experiences with your restaurant or whatever, your coffee shop, to keep coming back. If they have 1 good experience, the odds are, I'm going to fuck the odds up, but the chances of coming back are like 40%. If they have a 2nd good experience, the odds go up to 70%. If they have 3 good experiences, you've got a customer for life. So one of the guests he brings onto his show, he explains one of the techniques they used to use in the restaurant industry. What they do is, when a new customer comes in, because they've talked about the free coffee, or when they're paying, they've mentioned the free coffee. What he used to do is he would give that person a business card, and then on the back of the business card he would write free cheesecake on your next visit. So he'd give them the business card, and then when they came back next time for their 2nd meal, they would give the business card. So you'd give them that extra little bit of attention, so they had a good experience. And then when they went up to pay, he would write on a different business card, free orange juice on your next meal. So you got that person's coming back 3 times, having 3 good experiences. And don't give them discounts. He said people get used to discounts, but they don't get used to free. So if you give them something free, it's a bit of a bonus. People seem to get used to discounts. So after their 3 good experiences, as long as they're good experiences, you should have a customer for life. So that's just a little tip from Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk. Give it a shot, I suppose. If you don't already know that, it's worth a shot. In your ad here, you'd obviously write a lot more stuff than that. I'm just being quick. You'd write whatever your coffee beans that you're using, or one of your signature meals, you would write as much as you need to there. And then, as long as that's all good, you just go publish again. See if the last one. See, it's scheduled. That was already approved already. So that's scheduled because it's not going until Sunday morning. If I wanted it to start straight away, it would say active, but it's scheduled. So what we'll do again is just duplicate this one again. Always do it at the ad set level. Don't ever do it at the ad level or the campaign level. At the ad set level is just the best place to duplicate it. If you're spending $100 plus a day on one ad, then you can duplicate it at the ads level. Facebook algorithm just seems to work better, apparently, if you split test at the ad set levels. That's just what I've been told. So do it again. Duplicate it. And just change the ages, so 28 to 33. Well, this stays the same. Yeah, about 9,000. All this stuff still stays the same. The only thing that would change again is on this side, you might choose to do, if you've got videos of, I know, people having breakfast, or you might have, you'd have more, you change the photos around, obviously. You'd maybe just have this as just a coffee. You change it to just a coffee and say, try our new coffee or whatever. Coffee today. Yeah, like before, you'd obviously write as much detail as you can without going overboard. You put your address in there, maybe your phone number, link as well if you wanted to link it to your website. But you just want to get people to your store today. The more clicks they have to make, the more chances you have of losing them. So you want to make this picture as good, I suppose is the word for it. You'd have the whole. I would have the whole dinner set up with the coffees and the orange juices, the egg bennies, and there's like a big brekkie over here or something, or a burger or whatever. You would obviously know a lot more about it than I would. But that's just as we're working our way through the age groups. This is 28 to 33. And you just keep doing this until you hit your ad budget, really. So if you're going to spend, I would probably only spend $60. $60 will get you, dependent on the engagement with your ads, you should get for $60. What is that? I think it's about $1,000 for 1,000 people for $10, 1,000 impressions for $10. So, 5 to 6,000 people you should get for $50 to $60, and that's 5 to 6,000 people that live within 2 kilometers of your coffee shop. So if you don't pick up at least one customer out of that, there's something seriously wrong. And I bet that your average customer value should be more than $50 anyway. So, well, your lifetime customer value if they're a new customer. So you should definitely come out winning from running one of these campaigns. They're very simple. So what you just keep doing this. Keep working your way down the list until you get to what did I just do? Yep. What was the last one? 28, 33. So we'll go 34 to 38. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, and the same again, guys. We hit publish. Once you get 5 or 6 engagement ads up, so that's 5 or 6 at $12 a day, which is about $50, but you're only going to rerun them for 6 hours. So you'd be lucky to spend $30, if that, of engagement ads. I'll just do the same thing for reach ads. So go back to your campaigns up the top here, go create, and create a, I would go reach. I haven't used brand awareness before, so reach, coffee shop. Facebook will just show this to a whole different bunch of people, so it's just more way. And then you just see which ads were going better, and obviously next week when you did it, you would just run the ones that were going better. Reach, coffee shop. This is just all the same stuff as last time. That's all the same. I'll change this. Get rid of Insta. Unless if you've got an Insta account, awesome. Hook up Insta account to your Facebook page, and run them on your Insta account as well. Especially if they're a photo, they work a lot better. But if they're videos, depending how long the video is, obviously, it might not work. But if it's an image, definitely test it out. Same thing. I'm going to leave it as a month, but you're just going to turn it off after 6 hours an hour. So what? With frequency cap, that just means that your ad's going to get shown once per person every 7 days. Because you're only running it for 6 hours, I would make that 2, and then make it obviously just 1. So that means one person might see your ad twice, which is good because the more they might scroll straight past at the same time and not take any notice. The second time the first time they might take notice. The first time they might take notice and they think, oh yeah, cool, and they keep scrolling, forget about it, and then on the second time they said again, went, oh yeah, that's right, let's go get brokey. So that's what that is there. You could make that 5. You could make them see it 5. Your ad 5 times in one day. You don't want to smash them with it too much. You'll just end up pissing them off, and they'll end up not going to your shop ever. So yeah, you probably only want to make it 2 or 3 impressions every one day at your max. Continue. Same as before, you just name it. Reach. I'm just going to use. You could use a carousel. You could do the big brekkie, the eggs Baihny, the coffee, the orange juice. You could make a whole, like the slideshow. You could just test whatever you wanted to, really, whatever photos you got that look the best. Should just do everything the same as last time, just to keep it easy. Ah. Free coffee. Something like that. You'd obviously go a lot more detailed. You could add your website if you want to, but then it comes up ugly looking down there. If I was going to add a website, I would do it in here at the bottom. That's probably where I'd do it. Why do I always do that? Is it even right? That's where I'd put a URL if I was going to do it. And then that's just the same as the last one. You just keep going up the age groups until you hit the budget that you want to spend for the day. I would only recommend just starting on $60 and then seeing how it goes. You might not get any customers for the first week, but then on the second week you might get 10. So it's just a matter of sticking with it, testing it, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. In this, I'll show you what's a good indication of how your ad's going. CTR, a good way to determine if your ad's going good is obviously, because we're not selling anything, so we don't know whether someone buys something from our website. A good way to check is obviously likes, shares, comments, stuff like that. So if it's getting plenty of those, you're going good. Another way is looking at some of the statistics. 2 main ones I always look at is CTR all and CTR link click-through rate. But see, we won't even have to worry too much about that because you might put a link on there, but it's more just promotions, so we're not really getting them to click a website. But this one here is a good one. CTR all is click-through rate all. What that is anytime someone clicks your ad at all, whether it's click the little read more button to read more of your post, they click your picture to make it bigger, they click your name to go and check out your Facebook page, they click like, share, they click anything. That's what that statistic there does. So for a picture ad, especially for a picture ad for like food, it should be well over 10%. If it's not over 10%, then something's off. You're targeting the wrong people, or people just in that age group aren't responding to that photo. Maybe you've got a photo of a coffee and you're targeting 18-year-olds. It's probably not going to be the best. So I would put a big brekkie as the photo. So that statistic there is the main one I would look at for this campaign. We won't worry about all the other ones yet, because in this one you won't need it. So that's pretty much what I would do if I was running a coffee shop and I wanted to attract more customers on a Sunday morning by Facebook ads. It's very simple to do. So this is, once these become active, they turn on at, or they're scheduled now, they will turn on at whatever time I set them for, 5:30 on Sunday. When it comes to about 12 o'clock and you don't want them on anymore, just turn them off. I'll turn them all off now anyway, so they're not going to go on, but you just turn them off. It's simple as that. And these ads they won't appear on your Facebook page unless you want them to. When we run ads, they're called what we call as dark posts. So you won't see them unless you want to see them. And you can do that by going up here to the Ads Manager, go to Tools, Page Posts. I don't even know if these are going to be there. Oh yeah, cool. And they come up here. So if you want to see the engagement on it, you'll see it in your notifications anyway. But here's another way to do it. And if one gets good engagement, a lot of likes and stuff, and you want to post it on your wall, you can just click the little box on the side and then just go publish, and that would post that ad onto your wall with all the likes and all the comments and all that sort of stuff. So that's where that is. If you're wondering why your ad posts are not appearing on your wall, it's because they're not supposed to. That's pretty much it, guys. If you've got a coffee shop or any sort of brick and mortar business like that can target local, like a gym or personal trainers or anyone that has any sort of service, a massage shop, and they want to target people in their local area, this is a perfect way to do it. And it's only going to cost you $50, $60 for about six hours of running an ad, and you'll reach about 5,000 to 6,000 people. So if you don't make any extra customers out of that, then there's something seriously wrong. Your coffee must suck or something, I don't know. But give it a shot. If you got any friends that I'm going to be posting this to my personal a Facebook group called Online Life. If you're viewing this outside of that group and you want access to that group, just leave me a message and I'll add you in there, because I'm going to be posting this to all the coffee shops Facebook pages I can find, because I'm sure they'll find it very valuable. So that being said, I've still got another video to make on Friday. I'm probably going to make it about lookalike audiences. They're probably the best things you could ever use on Facebook ever to make money. So I'll do a quick video on that on Friday or Saturday. And until then, if you got any value from this video, feel free to share it with a friend. Thank you.